Right. We need to know this, right? I've been thinking. It's a dangerous thing, isn't it? But every soul has its own light garden, okay? And no other is in that soul's light garden but the soul that is responsible for that light garden, and there's no gates to it, and there's no doors to it, okay? So, my soul has its own light garden, all right? And there's no fractal light garden, and it's not a place. It doesn't exist anywhere. It's not been built anywhere. It's not been created anywhere. And that's not a burden or a weight to me because it's not been created anywhere. Okay, it doesn't exist. It's just a thought garden. Okay, and no one got into those roots or thoughts and made anything fractal of it. That's my light garden and it belongs to me. Now, any other god that has their own light garden is the same, like Asgard. Like you said, Odin, Asgard is not a place. It's a light garden, right? It's a thought process, okay? You got your own light garden, right? So every soul has got its own light garden. And in my light garden is all of the energies that I have ever been, okay? So I have got rid of some demonic energies in my light garden because I didn't want to have that in my light garden any longer. And I got rid of some methods from my light garden that I didn't want to have either. So there's no parasites in my light garden because I don't want to be a parasitic energy. So I got rid of all the parasitic energies in my light garden, and any manipulation or engineering that was targeted towards my light garden has gone away because they could never get in it. That was just they just thought they were, but they weren't. Right? So they never got into my light garden, and they never got into my languages and my methods, and they never stole any of my creator tools or abilities or gifts that I had earned over my periods of time of existence. And that goes for all souls, where you know the old pictures of and you thought they were spaceships, but they were clouds, right? That's your cloud. That's your garden inside the cloud, right? No, they can't see it, right? They can't have it, okay? But when lots of people get together, right? Everyone's sort of light garden meets each other's light garden, but not an actual meet. It's like just a light meeting a light, and a bulb shines that way, and a bulb shines that way. The two lights will meet, but the bulbs will not be impacted at all by the two lights meeting. And you are the bulb basically of your soul. So you are your soul's light bulb, and no neon gas gets in the way of that. That's gone away because neon gas does not light me. No way. I have no neon gas lighting me, and I do not want to be going into any blueprint system. So blueprints, don't touch me. I grow out of that. That's just a joke. And patterns, that's just a joke. Because nature doesn't have patterns. Nature doesn't go round in circles. Nature always evolves. Nature grows out of threads and grows around it or grows through it. It doesn't extinct itself, okay? The only thing that extincts nature is man, all right? All the species that we did have that have gone extinct is because man extincted them, right? And now he's trying to extinct himself because you know what men are like in their shed. They just don't care. So they're not going to wake up. They're not going to go, oh yeah, we better not do that. Maybe comfort was a bad idea. Maybe we shouldn't torture women and children for the rest of their days and live in a pretend utopia. It's not really working, is it? It's a bit boring, and now we've got to feed off them because we've got no energy. Oh well, I don't care, right? I don't give a shit, right? Because you can't have my light garden, and I vanished from all of your nonsense, okay? I vanished from all of it because my light garden is mine. It belongs to me. That's what lights me up, right? Because I am a reflection of my light garden. And that's me. And that's my soul. And that's not yours. You can't have it. The roots of my light garden are the roots of all the different energies that I've been, not one. So it's impossible for you to have one root to a whole light garden. That is not a focal point, and you can't have it. Okay? So my light garden has lots of different roots. Like maybe I was an elephant once. Maybe I was something else once. You know, lots of different energies, right? And then I feel like a bit catty this time around, like a bit of a catty energy, right? And a bit of a horsey energy too. So there's different energies that I've been and that I can relate to because I've been that, right? And I haven't always been a human. No, I've been a bird. You know, I've been lots of different things. You know, animals have souls, and you grow through species, and then you end up becoming a intelligent life. Well, that was a shame. But anyway, Eve's garden never got infiltrated by any fractal creation. Lilith's garden never got infiltrated by any death, hellish creation. So you didn't create heaven out of Eve and hell out of Lilith and mess it up that way with an Adam and a Sam, right? Because that's an AM and an AM, right? A Ma and a Ma, right? So that's just a knot there. You can see the pattern there anyway. So that's just a knot. So you can't do that. You can't keep creating a dark side and a light side when your light side's more dark than the dark side. So it's not going to work. It doesn't make any sense because you're playing both sides anyway. So what's the point in investigating anything when you know what you're doing because you're playing both sides? So there's no point looking at your excuses or your stories or anything because you're playing both sides because you're an idiot. I don't know. Or you're playing both sides because you've got nothing better to do. I don't know. But it'd be great if you just stop playing and piss off. That would be wonderful so that we don't have to take sides. We can get off the sides. You can get out of our edges. You can get out of our walls. And you can't grow anything in our walls just because you want to reach our light garden that doesn't exist to you because you're not allowed to get there because this doesn't exist in the fractal. There's no fractal to it. You can't create false worlds out of people's light gardens just because you can see them in some kind of a way, whatever way that is gone. I don't want anyone to see my light garden. I don't want anyone to have any access to my light garden. My thoughts are there, you can't have them. My consciousness is there, you can't have that. My storm's there, you can't have that. My streams are there, my mountains are there, my sea's there, you can't have that. And you're not allowed there. That's my garden, that's where I go to think. And you are not allowed there because only my energies are there for me to reflect with and no other. And every soul has that. And if you don't want to utilize that, that's fine. I don't give a shit. But you don't utilize anybody else's for your benefit because that's not your garden to have. Okay? And you get out of other people's gardens, you filthy shits. And you try and create your own thought process and then not use other people's thought processes because that's cheating, it's lazy, and you are arrogant, ignorant, acting shits, and you really need to get out of creation and get out of authority and get out of being a leader because you're just pretending and you're playing both sides. You're playing hell, you're playing heaven, you're playing us all, and you're just a ridiculous load of parasites, and I can't wait till you're all gone. Ah.